Hi everyone, Janie here, and today I'm going to be showing you a cool paint pour technique that I came up with a few years ago that combines paint pouring with a crackle technique. And you'll get a similar result to what you see right here on this little ATC card. If you remember, a couple weeks ago I did an unboxing of my Adults and Crafts paint pouring kit that came with all of these awesome supplies, and today I'm going to be using some of those paints. And below in the description box, I'll have a link to this kit. Okay, now let's get started. I have a box to contain my mess, and I'm using a 5x7 canvas that I got from the Dollar Tree, and a couple plastic cups to keep the canvas elevated. And the first thing I'm going to do is paint the canvas with this metallic gold paint from DecoArt. You can paint the canvas any color you want, but whatever color you paint it is the color that's going to show through when the cracks develop. So keep that in mind when you're coming up with your color combination. Once the canvas is completely covered with paint, I'm going to let that dry. And now that it's dry, I'm putting on some painter's tape around the back edges to make it easier to remove any excess paint that finds its way back there. And then I decided I should have 4 cups in the box instead of 2 for better stability. I also wanted to make sure that everything is level, and I will show you why this is important later in the video. And now it's time to get the paint pour ready. And the paint from the kit is a ready-to-pour paint and doesn't need to be mixed with anything. And these are the colors that I'm going to be using. So what I'm doing is called a dirty paint pour. It is just layering the paints in the cup, alternating the colors. It doesn't matter how many different colors you use or how many times you layer it. Just let your creativity guide you. Teal, purple, and black are one of my favorite color combinations, but it all depends on the look you're going for. If you're going for an ocean look or a sky look, you might want to use a few different shades of blue. The possibilities are endless. Oh, and don't stir the colors, just layer them. And once I have all the colors in the cup and ready to go, I'm going to set those aside and prepare the canvas for the next step, which is painting a layer of Elmer's white glue onto the canvas because this is what's going to create the crackle. You don't want the layer of glue to be too thick or too thin, but you can always experiment to find what gives you the results you want. However, I should warn you that the results are completely random. And once you get the glue on there and while it is still wet, it is time to pour the paint. It doesn't matter whether you pour it all onto the center or if you pour it back and forth in lines, but however you do it, once you get it on there, tilt your canvas in every direction so that the paint fully covers it. Take your time, don't rush it, and give it a chance to flow to all the edges. And if you're worried about getting paint on your hands, I suggest wearing gloves because this can get kind of messy. And once you get the top covered, you can use your finger to spread the paint around the sides so that the entire canvas is covered. And now it needs to set overnight, giving the paint time to crackle and dry. And here it is, and I'm going to talk to you about the end results in a minute, but first, let's get that tape off the back. So about the end results. Because this is a stretched canvas, it has a little give to it, so when you put the paint on it, the weight of the paint can cause some flexing, which affects the size of the cracks. And also I wanted to show you what happens when the surface isn't level. It will cause the paint to slide, creating an effect like this. And now I want to show you how it could possibly look if you did this on a solid surface like this canvas board. And not that it matters, but this time I used Folk Art brushed gold to paint the canvas, but I used the same colors that I used on the previous canvas. And as you can see, the cracks are thinner and there are more of them. This one kind of has a galaxy look to it, and I love it. And this is a close-up of that ATC card, and that paint pour was done on a piece of cardboard. As you can see, there are so many possibilities, and it just depends on the colors you use and the surface that you put it on, whether it be a stretched canvas or a canvas board or a piece of cardboard or even a piece of wood. But I think you'll have fun if you give this a try. Thank you all so much for stopping by, and don't forget there's a link below to the Adults and Crafts Paint Pour Kit in case you want to give this a try without investing a lot of money. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye-bye.